Hey guys, so I have recently been listening to a YouTube video. It's like a compilation of different places Russell Brand has spoken at. And we all know Russell Brand as this kind of eccentric actor who has been in comedy and, you know, he's been respected as an actor, but not respected as someone who talks about spirituality and consciousness and stuff like that. So probably about a year ago, I stumbled upon him speaking of spirituality. And it really caught my eye and caught my attention because everything that he was saying, I was like, oh, I agree with that. Like, I agreed with everything. And it really opened my eyes to even more of what he was saying. And so I wrote down in my phone one of the quotes he said in one of these videos, and you can just Google it, Russell Brand consciousness, and it's like this 11-minute video, and it's so eye-opening, and I love everything he says in it, and it's really true, in my opinion. And one of the things he was talking about is basically consciousness and how science does not dictate everything. So science is something that people believe in so much, and they, you know, it's science is only things that we can see and only with our five senses, right? Is what he was talking about. And so Russell was talking about how important spirituality is and how important consciousness is, and knowing that, you know, we're just in this physical experience, right? And it's not the end all be all, and science doesn't know everything, and humans don't know everything through science. So he was saying we can't understand it with our logical, rational mind, but we feel it intuitively. Get yourself in alignment with that stuff and you beam like the sun. And I had to write that quote down because it just spoke to me, and it's so true. And you know, I'm someone that's very spiritual, and I love thinking about myself as someone who is kind of just on my journey. And to me, this physical world is just one stop. And I don't believe that this world is the end all be all. I don't believe that whenever we die, we just go into the ground and that's it. I think that we travel on, and you know, call that reincarnation, call it whatever you want. I'm not sure what to label it as. And then again, I'm not sure if that's what happens because I don't know everything, okay? I'm a human with about as big as a brain as I'm gonna get in this physical world. Does that make sense? So for some people to think that they know everything through what they've studied through science, to me is just very ignorant. And so I love people that uplift themselves with spirituality. And I myself am a God woman. I love Dr. Morse whenever he says, I'm a God man. Well, I'm a God woman, and I love uplifting myself and thinking about myself as part of the big, you know, universe and God. And it's very interesting. And taking this back to raw foods, you know, when you clean yourself off and out, and you know, I've heard Dan McDonald say you decalcify your pineal gland, which is your third eye. I'm telling you, you become like an antenna. And, you know, I'm not being biased, and I'm not saying other people can't be spiritual, but there is something about raw foodists that, and vegans, you know, their antenna is just a little bit more aligned with spirituality, I think. And, you know, it goes back to how we want to treat animals and stuff like that. And so every time I eat living raw foods, I feel like that it helps me get even more in touch with spirituality and consciousness and, you know, living things. I don't want to eat anything dead to bog me down in terms of my spirituality. I want to uplift, and I want to clean out this physical body so, you know, it can allow me to have the best experience that I can in this physical realm right now. And so, yeah, that Russell Brand quote, I just really, the whole, you know, all of his stuff, and, you know, even his ideology on politics and how he wants a revolution, I completely agree with that too. And some people might think I'm a Looney Tune or a quack myself, but that's just how I think. How do you guys think? Have you looked up Russell Brand and his thought processes. I really like the guy. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Keep eating your raw foods. These are organic peaches and oh my god, they are amazing. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Check out my website and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.